Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Islands of Insight. So we are going to do a bunch of music melody puzzles, and inherently I'm always tone deaf, so this could be a bit of a struggle. We also didn't get 100% on the other enclave over here, and yeah, I think we probably have crossed a point where I probably am not going to even really shoot for 100%. I'll give it my best effort, but then I think what's going to happen is we'll just eventually realize that there's some kind of symbol here for not being 100%. Well, no, there is no symbol as far as I can tell. Like, Dryads in the Mist was the one that is over here with Matchbox puzzles, 7 Matchbox puzzles. So it might become a case that if I did want to 100% everything, which this game claims to have 10,000 plus puzzles, so maybe we won't really get to that point, and I'll just burn out far before that point. But yeah, I may just have to go to each enclave over and over again and double check. Although I do kind of know I've done 100% of everything that's been done as far as these enclaves are concerned. Let's see, where was the... Yeah, even highlighting it here, I guess that does say 101 out of 108 puzzles down at the bottom, so we wouldn't have to actually physically travel. There is also certainly a thought and a hope that the all-seeing monolith for each region would just start to mark locations of puzzles. I don't think my ears are doing particularly good today either, so I'm doubly in a bad position. But let's see how this is going to start off easy, I imagine. Okay, so it automatically locks in when you do it right. And if it's going to just play the exact same beat and expand on it, that certainly is going to make it easy. It does kind of feel like that's exactly what's going to happen here. Didn't get that. In a lot of ways, that puzzle had more to do with just figuring out which block makes what sound. Of course, this is completely inaccessible, and so you just can't beat this enclave if you were deaf. Let's just double check. Make sure that there isn't some kind of audio subtitles issue here. You could definitely turn up the sound effects, but yeah. There's way too many buttons here. Very MMO like. Sprint is auto mode, auto hold. Toggle, crouch should probably be toggle. Language really is only going to affect the interface. So yeah, no subtitle mode an option at all. So what am I missing here? Just one off. There's a lot of memorization going on here, as far as just remembering which spot. Inherently, it needs some kind of symbol or label, but then the subtitles might make it too easy. Now it's playing at a faster speed tempo, which that too feels like that could get really unfair. But as the puzzles get bigger, I guess the tempo kind of needs to get bigger. Again, I will say this feels like this absolutely should be a completely different interface. These cubes should look way more different than just being kind of blue and bouncing around, and it should just be like sheet music. And I guess if you're just totally deaf, you might be able to just brute force these. Like, some of these also have sky drops. It's worth taking a moment, I suppose, here to go into these upgrades and see, are we going to get anywhere close to upgrading this? What does this do? Receive additional sparks of mastery for completing challenges in music grids if you listen at most 5 times. If you only listen to the when the grid is empty. Additional bonus rewards if you only listen once. Yeah. So those are bonuses probably not worth taking because there is, I think, a fairly high chance I will never do that. Why is that disappearing? Suppose you could probably cheat here and just use foresight if you get close enough. That seems right. And at some point here, I think the game is going to probably have us fill in more than one box at the same time and have overlapping notes, which is also going to be annoying. There's something wrong here where I kind of think there isn't a note playing here at the end. I'm changing a lot of things here. Yeah, I figured this was gonna happen. I definitely thought this was gonna happen. So that took way more than 5 tries. I definitely listened to it with things played inward. And yeah, frankly, I'm surprised, knowing my own limitation on being fairly tone deaf, that I even made it that far. And this does highlight a element where music puzzles, like in The Witness, really have to be their own separate thing that just aren't going to be mandatory, because there's just too many people that have bad hearing or bad musical talent. Okay. And in these cases, you don't have whites or grays. So you can kind of just brute force this. Effectively, this would just be a binary counter where you could just mark everything until it worked. Assuming you are marking things correctly. But that only really works if you have a relatively small line, and you have now awaken phasic styles, which is weird that we awaken phasic styles by doing melody. But I guess what we really did is we finished the phase and the melody enclave to awaken phasic dials. Okay, there are 2 more sightseers and let's see, 20 more music cubes to go. So far this is playing with the thought of silence. So now we've hit the point of multiple tones at the same time. I do like how these linked puzzles lead you to the puzzles. They don't want you to get lost looking for them, and they take you to nice places where you might have a sightseer or a sky drop puzzle. And in that case, I was going to mark that one, but I didn't need to. Sometimes they definitely feel like they are symbols. So would it become a situation where the symbol itself is connected to a sound which is connected to something else? Now you would think that there would be a jump up here. Instead, we've gone full circle. Yep. Yeah, and these overlapping sounds definitely are just beyond what I can really do. Like, it might be helpful, I suppose, if one of the sounds, if it always limited itself to just two sounds and one sound was in the left ear and one sound was in the right ear. Of course, if somebody was deaf in one ear, that wouldn't help that person. Yeah, I really can't hear this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing. It could be that there's three notes playing at the same time. And unlike the single line, there's no pattern here I can fill in to fill it out. I could go binary and just try all in a column. That wouldn't take too long. I probably would mess it up, but yeah, and this is 3-star difficulty and I'm having trouble with it. So inherently, if I get to 4-star or 5-circle difficulty, we're not even talking about the higher difficulty stars, I guess. And I just got lucky there. Really. Let's see if we can find some sites here. Puzzles. Take a little bit of a break of that as we work our way up to the top of the pagoda to fly to the island. It does not have a jump. I don't see a real value if the game started to give us fewer jump pads. If anything, I feel like the game... Do I jump down there, I wonder? I'll investigate that later. I feel like the game probably needs as many jump pads as possible to try and keep the player on his feet and not flying around as much. But I still feel like there was a version of this game in early development where you could not glide and fly, and possibly not even double jump. This game also feels like it is kind of frame ratey in that it stutters. I really shouldn't be surprised on that. If there ever was going to be a game that stuttered, would be one that is depicting such a massive amount of foliage and 3D textures in general on top of the Unreal Engine probably not being very optimized. That does introduce yet another interesting thought, though, as far as what would it really feel like and look like to have an added level of network stuttering also as part of this. So is it doing this top line every time? Yes, so I don't have to even listen to this sound effect. I just need to get these next two lines. Wow, the whole game just froze up there. Yeah. Let me just make sure. There's no other reason for that. I think I am moving some files over. Maybe that was too much of an intense activity to have going on in the background. So I'll take the blame on that one. But I'm not 100% sure it's my fault. It may very well be that you just play these audio files over and over again. The audio engines of a lot of games, and I suspect a lot of the games I've run into are Unreal Engine games, do have this element in which they just seem to crash and go quiet, and then it will just silently crash without crashing the rest of the game, and then the audio will just kick back in. But in the meantime, you'll have awkward silence. So yeah, I definitely do suspect a lot of games, perhaps a lot of Unreal Engine games, do have poor audio engines that are not robust and bulletproof. And there's an example of just what is supposed to be a 1-star difficulty puzzle that really doesn't feel like a 1-star difficulty puzzle because of how fast it moved. And I guess as long as we're always clicking listen, we're never hearing the playback. So I haven't even really been using that as a factor. Hmm. Hmm. We don't have any foresight, so we just have to play with this. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if this really helps to be able to play, but like at a certain point I think I may just need to brute force it. Or just keep on guessing. There's quite a lot of these around. And if I can separate the highs and lows, I can do better. But if it's in the mid ranges, I'm probably really bad there. Hmm. And there's no way. Yeah, I was one off. There's just nothing I can say here. I really need to go quiet. I really need to go. I really need to try to focus. And so it's just gonna be really bad commentary. Right, now let's try and get the top half. I think I'm close. It's right in here. We've got it wrong. And the only other thing I could do is just exit. Yeah. That would be the other option, is to leave and do something different. To refill my foresights. So clearly I need extra foresights. But if we were to take advantage of that, since really you should take that, but there would have been an option here certainly to increase your hints, which that almost certainly is the next step in an upgrade, unless I'm just gonna go ahead and try and get extra bonuses on shifting mosaics, which we haven't seen yet, which that would make a lot of sense to do that too. Okay, let's take a moment and see if we can get an image. Well, I know it's over there. It's just right there. Which I guess we need to kill some time anyway, so let's take that. And then let's see if that can bounce us back here. And I guess that's the way. And I guess what we could also take from this is that there are some other puzzles, so maybe we can get lucky on some of the other puzzles. I'm getting worse and worse at these. Kind of got lucky there. And this will keep our progress, so now we can use these 4 sites. I was only 1 away. Which, okay. I guess that's nice. Might as well just grab this while we are here and see if this is this image here. I don't think it is. I think it's down that way. Somewhere. Down there on that lower island. Whoops. Did not mean to go there, but since we're here, we might as well work with what we've got. I think it is the backwards here. The different colors of the different colors of trees actually makes this kind of easy, but, or at least it doesn't make it insane as far as different places where things could be. Fairness, I could also just be walking right past where it is. So we need an island in the background. If it was down here, it can really only be so far down here because of the connected. And then the 2 sky drops being gold. Maybe that's why these sky drops are, well, not gold, but pure white. Maybe that's the reason they don't disappear. Probably is the reason they don't disappear. This is where it is, but I've got to line it up correctly. Almost. A little bit further. And I'm left clicking, hoping that would work. That's the end of the sightseeing ones, which does just condemn me to spending the rest of this attempt doing music ones. Here's one we missed. Fairly simple one there. But because the music plays back, we also run into this issue where it's not particularly a fast completion. And there's no way up there. So then I have to run pretty far distance, as far as I can tell. Get enough height. And the toggle run seems to just... seems like you almost have a stamina system that it doesn't mention. Yeah, just then it kind of stuttered as it seemed like it was checking the audio as I changed things. Like, that sounds perfect. So what am I missing? So it's not there, it's not there. See, I just don't know what I'm hearing here at all. So yeah, in an effort to optimize here, let's see if we can do a different one. See, and yeah, again, I'm just trying to draw patterns here more than even trying to listen to it. I might have just made this way too complicated. Yeah, I was overcomplicating now quite a bit. Right, back here. You can definitely see how you have to just be absolutely perfect here. You can't be a little bit off. Alright, so now you're getting to real levels of music that is going to make this really complicated. And yeah, that time it really was more of a pattern. Not that I can recognize it. Yeah, mostly I'm just drawing pyramids. Wow. Seriously. Making far too many changes. What in the world? I've tried like every spot here. There's gotta be two notes playing at the same time. It's somewhere here. Somewhere there is the right thing. Let's again try to optimize for time, see if we can find any of the other puzzles. Honestly, there aren't going to be that many left. Yeah. If they are all connected, there's very possibly just this one up here extra. I think I may have it on this side. So I may not be too far away. So what if I was just to get rid of that? It's probably not one of these. Yeah, it feels like I'm really close. Yeah, and here's the problem now. If it is a case where I needed 2 in a row, I'm going to have a real hard time with that. And if I sit here and wait for the foresight to recharge on this, which is probably the right move, I'm still not going to have any recharges on the foresights for the other one. Is there a possibility that anything else here is wrong? Yeah, I do have a real concern that there are just a lot of notes here that are overlapping right next to each other. And I really can't do anything else, so we're really approaching a point where I should just leave the whole enclave and give up on it, just because I need more foresights. let's see. Is there anything else we can do? For a moment. And notice how the audio kicks in, but then you get into these audio puzzles and it's only going to be able to do the right thing by going quiet again. Should be fairly easy. Be fairly easy if it wasn't stuttering, I guess. Well, I almost wonder if this is supposed to be some kind of Morse code, but yeah. Really isn't enough to spell out even 3 letters, not even an SOS, because that would be dot dot. I mean, yeah, dot 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 dash 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 dot dot dot, I think is SOS. This is definitely something that I can just brute force. Definitely feels like they intentionally put in some of these puzzles so you could regain your foresight. It's moving so fast though. 1, 2, 3. And that definitely is not a pattern here. You wouldn't just have super long dashes or anything like that. So if there is a code there, it's not Morse code. I have suspect that these patterns at some point are just going to become pictures that you're going to drag and drop. tile is incorrectly colored dark, but all dark tiles are correct. What in the world does that mean? I guess it meant all other dark tiles are correct. Okay. There's only 2 more of these, so the good news is we can get past at least the bonus, which is really the medium difficulty of an enclave. It is questionable whether that will mean also that we've done 100% of all the puzzles in here, or if there are going to be maybe some orbs or sky drops we've missed, or sightseers even. Multiple black bricks are in wrong. I'm changing way too much here. How is that wrong? In that case, we're really off. So I think the last 3 here are right. still feels too like there's not only one note playing. So it's almost like a piano smash at the end here. Of course, the problem here is, once again, there could be multiple notes in the wrong place. See, I think I may have all of these right, and I may just be slightly off on this side. It could be multiple notes again. Could be things that are just slightly off. So is this note the same as this note? Let's try. No. Could also need to be way higher with these notes. It's working its way apparently from this corner this direction. Maybe it randomizes how it tests, so it doesn't give you any hint as to what other tiles might be correct. Although really it could do the exact opposite and it would be fairly generous. And it might just be like one thing wrong. I don't even know. I don't even know what to change here. I could be totally getting it wrong. Like, yeah, my ears are telling me to do that. But I think the foresights have actually told me not to do that. Well, this is the... I can't read it. Let me see if I can get a nice background here to zoom in. This is either the 28th or the 29th puzzle, so let's walk around and just see if we found this one. Yeah. Not sure which one it is. So whatever is right over here would just need to be copied. So it's not even worth filling in that. The very first thing is wrong. And I'll never get this right without filling in the other side, but then I would just use up more foresights. I wonder if maybe there's a case where putting the notes right next to each other is never really going to be done. Come on, foresight. Suppose it's worth checking just to make sure we don't have enough somehow. I don't see any way we would have had enough. So if I had the front part here, right. See if we've maybe got it correct. There's one more note. It's being added to this. do think there is a slight difference here on the right side. This is a 5-circle difficulty. Multiple tiles are incorrect. Alright, so. If this is wrong, that probably changes a lot. Maybe this isn't really what it's supposed to be. Well, it certainly changes a lot. Once again, I just don't know what to do. Like, I have no clue. I have nothing else I can do. I could potentially look up an answer, and I would have to have some kind of interactive map to tell me what puzzle this even is, and I would have to assume that even such a map even exists for a game that is relatively new like this. But yeah, I definitely feel like the odds are higher that if I messed with something, I would make it worse, not better. Okay. Even when it's playing back, I'm hearing different things. This would be the exact copy. How is this wrong? I have no clue. Yeah. I'm just totally wrong on so many things. I've got to be. I've moved too many things around. I'm totally wrong on so many different things. So we are missing, seems to be exactly 2 puzzles and music grids here. Let's take a moment to see what we could do. Can we reach that area? What I would like to know is these islands. They're shielded islands, but I'm not even those islands. Those aren't the ones I'm even talking about. Those are the islands. Yeah. So I'm just gonna boldly fly. In this direction to see if maybe that does anything. Although it really shouldn't do anything. They don't seem like they are shielded in any way. Yeah, you're just not going to get up there. That one is shielded. We can come back to this area and potentially compound our frustration by seeing if maybe we could find the matchbox matches. The question here is, when I fall to my inevitable death, where will I respawn? Because there's, I guess, a lot of places I could respawn. There's one of the cubes. So yeah, with that, you really don't have a good possibility here to kill a lot of time or just fly around to refill your... Did I solve that one? I don't think I have. That's, I think, about as much as I can do. Alright, how do we get up here? There's gotta be something that shoots you up. Would be my guess. Possibly this. Only gets you that far. The other thought would be to look around here for any sky drops or scenic things I may have missed. There is a possibility, certainly, that I missed something. Oh yeah. One way to get up here is to shoot yourself far into the sky. Which, honestly, if there were sky drops, we would almost certainly see some of it. And here we have a 1 star. And so they're considering this the most difficult. I could certainly see why. Also, the audio's not playing. Yeah, and when it plays, it sounds way worse, so there's something missing here. And honestly, it's probably just easier to just cheat your way into this one. Again, you just need a bunch of foresights, though. Inherently, this again could be binarily brute forced, but starting with a couple of them being right even would significantly improve your chances here. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to use the foresights for this. That doesn't seem too off, if I was to guess. What's going on here? More than one thing is wrong, unfortunately. I don't think it's gonna be so much a pattern, or if it is a pattern, it's a more complicated pattern of like 3 than 2 than 1 or something. As a YouTube content creator, as we sit here and wait for time to pass, I definitely had in the back of my mind the thought that I should put all of these music puzzles, if I was going to do a lot of them, together in one episode, because then that's going to just have one bad episode versus having 2 or 3 bad episodes. Of course, we probably will run into the occasional music puzzle, but that won't cause me major problems, because I mostly then would have enough hints, with enough hints to foresights to help. Clearly I need to get more foresights. Yeah, even the game knows this is difficult. There's kind of just no way for me to probably is just easier to do this. Not fill in anything at all. Then the foresight has to tell you exactly where the cube is, where the black tile is, instead of having multiple wrong tiles and then making multiple changes. I'm totally not playing correctly too. The most logical thing would be to use a foresight and then change nothing else, and then follow only logic and not follow a hope of gambling that you'll get it right. Okay. Do we have anything else we can do? No. So let's leave that for a temporary amount of time. Fast travel over here. We have a rare luminous, which we can claim for 2,000 points. And it seems like it'll be 8 hours before I get another reset of this. Hidden objects, light motifs, 15 sky drops. Just take that one, I guess. So the rare luminous quest alone is going to help me. There, we've got our hints now increased. We've also collected a lore fragment. Okay. So now I can just take a brief moment to maybe look around, see if we can find any sky drops. And just generally kill some time before we wander back to that island. Definitely feels like there are some of these sky drops can only be gotten by standing in exactly the correct spot. Which almost certainly is true. What is that? Is that a visual glitch? No, it's apparently a shadow of a sky drop. I guess this is a rare point where it does make sense to either move to the next enclave or kill some time in the main world. And there's so many of them. I can't line any of them up. Right, we were getting close to one. Wow, it is looking straight up at it. Yeah, you eliminate all of those. And then that makes that considerably easier. As far as knowing what to look at. The fact that they grow and get smaller based on your movement makes these sky drops way more difficult. Let's see. But they tend to kind of form a line if you know which ones are in and which ones are out. When they tend to form that line, and it makes it way more likely you're gonna figure it out. Plus, I imagine the things I've added. I guess, yeah. I guess I could have always right-clicked. Yeah, and because I could have always right-clicked, I could have always zoomed in. Let's see. Are we gonna get on top of a building that way? No. Could we get on top of a building that way? Doesn't seem like it. So almost certainly there is a way to get to the top of this pagoda. Man, I keep forgetting that I have the jump high into the air ability. In this case, it may not actually be very valuable. This would be one of these twisty puzzles, and I suppose I'm supposed to be moving these really fast. I question if what isn't going to happen here is a situation where you have to get the green and the red to be lined up. Okay. No, I really don't, do I? I suppose the central area is supposed to be kind of a calming area too. Place to not feel as much pressure. To solve specific numbers of puzzles. Although inherently it is still pressuring you to solve all the puzzles. Is the goal of the game. Not really going to get away from that. It's the goal of pretty much all puzzle games. I guess we're doing a good job here of eliminating puzzles. These all are counting towards something. I've completed all her challenges and solved every enigma she has crafted. I've climbed the tallest mountains and reached the farthest isles. My body kindles with wisdom and the sparks of the fracture. What is it that she wants me to do next? What is the end of this journey? So, yeah, hopefully the first apparently has done everything in the game. Which I guess they probably wouldn't ask that question unless there was an answer to that question. It would be kinda silly for them to ask the question and not have an answer. I generally don't want to spend too much time here. Supposed to click all the way over here, am I? That would be a level of insanity. So we're looking for a green matchbox that would match this symbol. It really only could follow a few spots. I don't want to do anything like the crystal mazes if I don't have a daily quest to do the crystal mazes. There definitely are areas here we have not treaded. I've barely kind of touched upon the central area. And even the Lucid Waters area before this, we missed entire sections. And even the first area, we missed entire sections. It's probably for the better in the long run, though, because probably gives you an opportunity to experience some new excitement when we go back. 60 seconds of chroma sky drops. Do we see any around? No. Yeah, I feel like the chroma sky drops. There we go. Kind of suck in that they don't seem to always trigger in an area where there would even be other sky drops. What a mess this is. Over here, a little bit over here. Yeah, don't think we can hit that one. So we left the island, but when we come back, the lit up sky drops are still around. Which I assume they are just gonna permanently be around. Yeah, I guess if I should just stand here with nothing above me, shoot myself up into the air, and then I can just jump to the location. I don't have to run around trying to find platforms. Okay. So we got the extra hints, and we've just exhausted all of them. So then what do you do? Yeah. It's quite a journey to fly back and forth each time just to kill some time. But there is definitely an argument to doing that. This is one we couldn't figure out before. Let's see if we can solve it any faster this time. Well, if you do this, that gets rid of that. And that seems like that's a pretty simple solution. But it doesn't inherently help with getting rid of that. If you do that, now you have a problem. No. So it's probably something closer to that. Okay. Questions still, how do we get rid of the purple? Need the purple to go before practically anything else goes. And that's definitely not going to be right. That's not going to be right. Could do that. Then you could do that. Then you could do that. Then you could do that. What if I was to do something like that? Is there any way that would ever work? No. So that feels right. That feels right. That feels right. That does feel right, but it's not. It almost feels like what you've got to do is get one of these way over here. I don't see any way you pull that off though. What if we pulled that down that way to start with? Okay. Then what? What would be your next step? Something like that? Does that help in any way? has just got me confused. Okay, what I wanted to do was jump down here and investigate this whole area, because this is your connecting bridge, sort of, to the first area. Sort of in the sense that you really wouldn't. Now, as a sharp angle. Does not seem like that is the intended way to solve that. I also saw a matchbox somewhere over here. I may not be able to actually get back up there. Yeah, there's kind of nothing here, but it does look like there's probably a jump that would have jumped me up to the spot. And I almost feel like if I'm standing in one spot and I'm seeing some sky drops in another area, that probably means I'm in the wrong spot. Because I don't know who would deserve the marker reward there. I gotta say, I love the idea of double triple jump cheating to get you to a spot compared to the Bethesda style of slowly grinding your way against the wall to get up. Although inherently we still are running into the same nonsense video game wise, where we are being stopped by generic random mountains and walls. I'd ideally want some better game design than that. Is there a way to tell how many hints I even have at the moment? No. So as far as I can tell, there may be a thing where I even reset on the number of hints by just leaving an area and coming back to that same area. As far as I know. I doubt it works that way, but it's possible. That only took a couple of them, and with that, that tells me something that I really needed to know, which is how many more of these puzzles actually exist. Which I see like 2. Maybe I'm missing one. Yeah, there's a whole other one I haven't even done yet. So we'll play with that one later. So there's 3 of these puzzles. I feel like this is patterns. So yeah, it kind of just feels like this and this. This one's wrong. And see, if it's really just this 3x3 grid, I could probably brute force this. Yeah, it's gotta be something closer than that, doesn't it? So that didn't take any hints and let me build up my hints to work on this. No, I'm just gonna take, I should just take everything off. Yeah, it doesn't seem too off there. It's just a question about whether this right half is exactly duplicated to the left half and whether there are multiple things. Okay. So then the thought is, wait a minute, if I can get to an island that's high enough over there, why can't I shoot myself into the sky? So yeah, theoretically, just entering this area and exiting could refill your entire number of hints. I doubt it will, though. That didn't work. honestly thought that the 5-minute limit to reset those long jumps would be a much bigger deal. No. Wow, that sounds almost exactly the same to me. Yeah, I can't really even tell a difference there. Like, no clue. Okay. So what I was thinking, though, we get to a high spot here, and even this may be a little unnecessary to do the double jump. Get to this spot, and I shoot myself up really high. And then that should, at the very least, let me fly to this matchbox section. Inherently, I think I'm going to end up doing the music puzzles just by brute force off screen, so that this episode, which is already going along, can end, and with its ending we can do something different in the next episode. I think that makes a lot of sense. And even at that process, I'm still going to probably not solve all the puzzles in that area, because I do suspect that there's at least one or two puzzles that I haven't even found. I imagine they might be sky drops, they could be scenics. I doubt they're phasic dials, considering how large the phasic dial interface is, which there is something to be said about how weird it is that those interfaces are that big. You would almost suspect, yeah, I would definitely suspect that it would make sense to have the phasic dials and the mosaics and the frequencies, have all of those things hidden behind some other animation, some smaller thing you have to get close to, then make it appear at the very least, if not some combination where you have to actually click on something to unlock a door and reveal what's behind it. Okay, we're still looking for that shape. And eventually I'll have to start using the multiple markers and get rid of all the markers that I've placed here. it's like a quadruple jump because the platform is so small. That you have to go into the gliding movement. Don't suppose. Oh my goodness, it is there. Six puzzles still available. It is a tiny little thing there, and I assume what they meant for me to do is crouch down to see it. Well, that was irritating, I suppose. And that does point out an excellent element to any puzzle game is that it's only a matter of time before it will just get frustrating. The last large jump up does get me high enough to fly to an island. Cascading rays, piercing intellect. Solve pillars of insight. Okay. Darts count opposite color cells in that direction. Interesting. So we've got a whole different thing here. Which means that has to be black. Neither that and that has to be black. And if this was white and this is white, then this would have to be black, and then that could be white. I guess the numbers probably don't mean anything other than that. I guess they count themselves too. Interesting. How does that work, though? Well, opposite colors. I'm not wrapping my brain around that very well. Okay, so then that has to be black. And then that has to be black. Is that not? I'm confused here. This seems to mean something different. Either that or this is a 3. Maybe this is a 3. I guess that's a 3. Okay. Inherently, if this has to be a 5, this has to be black. Which means all the rest of these are white. And then that's black and that's black. And then if this is a 4, do that and that and that. Where are we on our hints as far as foresights go? And this is the annoyance now. We're in a completely different area. And a probably way more difficult area than I should be in. I have no idea where the other spheres even are on this. How many of them are there? Okay. So let's satisfy my curiosity just a little bit and not do any more of the puzzles here. But just look at what's on this island. These groups of islands. I assume we now know how to get up to this spot. Hey, and the game is going to give me an excuse to just teleport myself anyways. Where am I? Monument of Discovery. We have been teleported somewhere. Back to the very start of an area. It's like this mystery here. I thought we had solved everything on this mystery, but seems like maybe we haven't, because there's potentially a mystery on top of mysteries. Although I don't know what you would really do. Otherwise, definitely feels like getting stuck in a place, though. Turns you into a pretty bad situation. Yeah, I don't think I'm too far off now. Unfortunately, it would just be more killing time. And at a certain point, it probably would have just been worth it to almost completely eliminate the puzzle. And finishing one puzzle doesn't give you new foresights. Yeah. So, yeah, I will do this puzzle off screen, and then this puzzle off screen, and then if I manage to find another puzzle that I haven't done. I imagine it is a sky drop, or possibly a even orb drop. I don't think it's going to be an orb drop though. I mean, a orb race, touch all the orbs. I still have 6 matchboxes that I would need to do. Also, well, this will probably be pretty easy. And if there was some logic to saving the easy ones, because finishing an easy one gives you an automatic foresight refill, that might make some sense. Although all these connected ones would have made that very difficult to intentionally avoid it. And if these weren't music grids, it's also worth pointing out that I would have never needed anywhere near as many foresights. It kind of sucks that this game doesn't have achievements, considering you're hitting like 10,000 plus game puzzles is what it's saying it has. But yeah. You shouldn't move things around, actually, until it's going to complain about them. And I keep moving things around, thinking that's going to fix it. Okay, well, I've taken way too long now. Overall, as far as unfalls go, because we took the little break in the middle, we maybe made a little bit more progress. But the move is to do, well, it says cliff in the void is where it wants me to go. Let's see where the cliff in the void is. Here. So there is some pillar of insight. Which is right next to it. So we'll move a map marker over there. And that'll be the next thing we do. Then, if we do the cliff in the void, it seems like you kind of just are being told to do these in a row. Maybe we'll do Eye of the Needle and Cascading Rays, but maybe not, because this one, Eye of the Needle, we do have all the requirements for. this one we also have all the requirements for, which does make me wonder if there is anything that is still locked on some of these other quests. Nope. Dare of the Triunes is still needing 10 more Marablisses. So I imagine we'll do this area and then this area, and then we're going to be pushed into Shady Wildwood, which is over here. And then, after several hours of doing that, we'll get into Serene Deluge. Apparently, we've gotten all the first echoes. And then there's tons of stuff, certainly, to go back and do in the other areas. As far as upgrades go in Sparks, we have 800, so it probably makes sense to continue to try and get Sparks. I kind of hate this whole upgrade system in that it just upgrades it to give you more Sparks to upgrade it. At some point here, we are very much going to have unlocked everything, and then Sparks will be exclusively used for buying costumes, which nobody's going to care about. Our masteries are very high on a lot of these, while fairly low on things that we've barely seen, and there still are 2 more puzzles to go. And as far as things being unlocked, we maybe have found a small amount of stuff, but still really would just want to read all these lore fragments in a row. I think we did find an Echoes of Time, did we not? Doesn't seem like we did. And then we haven't unlocked the second mystery. Let's see. Stand upon the highest land in the known realm, then fly toward the world within worlds. Halfway there, drop to the ground and solve the lone logic grid in that area. It harbors a secret if all lotuses are rotated an eighth of a turn clockwise. Yeah. No clue what that means. Don't even know where the highest point in the world would be. I would suspect it is maybe there, but doesn't that. Let's see if we can walk around the trees to see, get a bit of view. Yeah, that seems to be the highest point in the world, although that seems higher too. So yeah, we're not even gonna really start touching upon the mysteries until we have solved everything, at least unlocked and awakened every area. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.